I think we should talk a little bit about the sort of like leading a team thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So do you want to like kind of echo that and like kind of like explain where you're at with that? Or like sort of like what your thinking is?
For leading a team. Okay.
Do you want to
specific...
like echo the thoughts or yeah? Mm-hmm.
Well, the specific question I had on that was if you had like an employee that you really wanted to keep or whatever, like how would you keep them engaged and like happy in the organization or whatnot? And then the stuff that you're talking about, I think I honestly don't know how we ended up on that conversation.
Yeah, on ownership. That
So,
could be a separate.
yeah,
we'll eventually get to it on the stream.
Yeah, no, we can start with that because I was just confused. Never mind. But can you rehash it? Because I don't know how we even started on that stuff.
I can, but I think the thing you just talked about is important. So how to basically engage and motivate an employee?
Yeah, totally.
Can you tell me a little bit about this person?
Oh no, this was a hypothetical situation.
Okay.
Well, we can talk about a specific person. It's not like he's disengaged. I can't. You know what? No, let's go with a hypothetical person because I can't even really do much about this, anyways.
Yeah, and hypothetical is much harder, so we'll take that challenge.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. So the first thing that I would recommend right now is a hierarchy called Tony Robbins' 6 Human Needs. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. Okay. This is a good image. It's freaking huge, though. Holy shit. Calm down. Hang on. All right. Pull this up on stream. So Tony Robbins, actually, I think like the current generation of people like don't know who this guy is, but like Tony Robbins is like basically the Jesus of self-improvement. He's helped like millions and millions of people. And he's probably, I would say probably like he's the guy that created life coaches. Like in terms of like self-improvement people, this is probably the dude that knows more than anything ever. And I'm going to link you a TED talk from him.
He's an amazing talker too, for anybody who wants to like watch his stuff. You can 30 minutes of him talking goes by in 5. It's great.
It's amazing. Yeah. So this link I'm sending you, isn't Jesus the Jesus of self-improvement? Nice. That's a good one. Actually, I'll DM you this real quick. And I also linked it in chat. So that TED talk kind of covers these needs. I'm not big on like academic frameworks for business. You'll probably have seen that in the talk we had earlier, where like we had someone on Discord who gave like a very academic answer. Remember that? Yeah. See, in my opinion, dude, business is war, and like you don't have time to like structure anything. Like if you're a real leader, like someone will run into your office crying, and you can't just be like, let me get my business book out. Well, in section 2.A, it shows that to be a motivated individual, you need to like you just won't be able to do that. Like you've got to cover it.
But saying that, you also you got your major in business, right? You were saying earlier.
I did. It didn't help me at all. I can't think of a single.
Not at all.
No, I can't think of a single thing from my business degree or my psych degree that actually helped me.
Not the psych degree either. Hey.
No.
Interesting.
Yeah, I really do mean that. Like, so here's the thing. I thought it was going to help me. And then as soon as I got on the field and I got literally booty blasted by the first big real problem that came into like running a business, it all went out the window.
Well, shit.
Yeah. Like I like there's a lot of I like to call them armchair magicians.
Okay.
So they're guys that are sitting there reading the books and not actually casting the spells.
Okay.
Okay. And like there are all kinds of people like this all over the world. And you can tell right away, I can tell right away when someone is coming from an academic theoretical position on something and when someone's like actually been in the battle. I don't know why this is, but I firmly believe this. There is something about experience.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Like you just can't, no matter what, you can read as much as you want. You can get as many mentors as you want. If you don't fight, if you're not in the battle, you lose something. I don't know what.
Yeah, absolutely. I intentionally added $10,000 and 20 months to my degree just for like additional work experience. It's great. And I've learned so much more applicable shit in those so far 19 months than any of my classes by far. Besides one management class, which was pretty good, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Oh, good question from Chad is, do you think people will hit a ceiling without some sort of education background, though? Nope, absolutely not. And case in point, how many people in Fortune 500s are CEOs and C-level people never went to college? Right? Like right there, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like they had to give Bill Gates a fucking honorary degree from Harvard.
Wait, actually?
Yeah,
oh, right,
because
he drops out, hey?
He didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, let's go. Thank you, Weldon. Really appreciate it, man. Let's get the coggers, dude. The coggers for Weldon, man. Thank you very much, man. Did it work, by the way? Did it say anonymous? It did. I got to fix that later. I have no idea what it is. Thank you so much. Yeah, man. I mean, like, there's so many smart people that have actually surpassed that. So that's some serious coggers. Totally. All right, so back to the needs, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that disclaimer made about frameworks. This is one that I act like. So, like, I wanted to set that up to tell you how rare it is. It's not that I don't have the knowledge. I have tons of academic knowledge about how to run businesses. I don't use any of it because I think almost all of it is useless. This is like the most useful framework for leadership that I know. And here's how it works. The idea is that the ones in teal blue, every human being needs to fulfill these teal blue things. So okay. Certainty. You need to make sure, which is basically at the top, because you need to make sure that you're, so very easy certainty stuff. The roof above you is not going to collapse in 10 minutes. If you knew that was going to happen, you would like change your life right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so certainty is really important. Like certainty is like the one of the biggest motivators that we have. It's to make sure that like, okay, when I get in my car and I turn it on, it's not going to blow up. When I, it's also, but that like applies to like much more realistic things, which are like, when I go into my job today, I'm not going to lose it. Right?
Right.
Yeah, it's stuff like that. So certainty, you have to really be, you have to watch for that. Then uncertainty is like, well, I need some variety in my life. I need adventure. I can't do the same fucking thing every day, right? I can't do, I want like something a little bit different. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to build this into like a thing.
Just to like expand into like unknown stuff, just to keep you like entertained in life, that sort of thing, or?
Yeah, it's like that desire to try new things, to eat new food. Like imagine just eating broccoli every day.
Yeah. I hate broccoli.
Yeah, or like even a food that you like. Eventually, you get bored of it. So when we're talking about these needs, these are things that are, I think, very core to the human being, to being human.
Yeah, totally.
These are things that everybody needs. Okay, so that's uncertainty. Significance. This is a really important one. You have to feel like you're an important member of your community, your family, your tribe. You need to feel like you are someone. You need to feel right. Like you have some kind of importance or like value beyond just like existing.
Totally. Yeah, no, I feel this very strongly.
Okay, yeah, a lot of people do. And then connection and love, of course. Like you have to feel like you are friendship, romantic relationships, family. You got to feel like you're loved and that you're connected to other human beings because we're an inherently gregarious species.
Right.
Okay. So out of these four, usually someone is going to be focused on two of the four, and they'll probably be very focused on one. Okay. The dark blue ones, growth and contribution. Everybody memes about Maslow's pyramid of needs, hierarchy of needs. The growth and contribution things come after you have the other four figured out. After you have the other four figured out, and you have certainty. So it's like, okay, my finances are good. You have uncertainty. I'm having fun. I'm living a variety of varied life. Significance. Okay, I feel like I'm important to something. I feel like I'm doing something meaningful. And then connection and love. I have closeness to a friend, or I have good friends. Once you do that and you have that figured out, now you start going towards growth. How do I improve myself? And how do I grow to be a greater version of myself? And contribution. How do I start doing that for other people?
Right.
So that's why you'll see that a lot of people that are not growing themselves, actually, sorry, not a lot of people, all people who are not growing themselves and who are not contributing to others is because they're trying to figure out the first four. Okay, so now let's apply this into the framework of motivating and engaging an employee. You'll look at how they talk, ask them questions, and always be looking, keeping this framework in mind. What is the one thing they're focusing on? Is it certainty? Are they really worried about their job security? You'll know because of how they talk about their boss. Hey, that guy got laid off today. What do you think about that? Right? Okay, now that's giving you some kind of clue, some kind of indication. Oh, this guy is a little bit worried about that, right? Is it uncertainty? Is he always claiming? Are they always talking about being bored? Are they always talking about not doing enough that's like different, not having enough variance in their projects, about work being like kind of like every day? Or is it significance? Like, hey, my title doesn't mean anything. I really wish I was a higher rank, right? I wish I was getting paid more, right? All this stuff is significant stuff.
Right. Holy shit. This is amazing.
You see how this is working?
Yeah. And you also jumped forward and you answered my next question.
Which was what?
Which was like what shit you look for. Like what behaviors or like speech or whatever that you look for.
Is it connection or love? Like, hey, I don't feel like anybody is talking. You'll see this a lot in like female employees. Like, like, hey, I feel like the workplace is kind of dull. Like nobody talks to each other. And these are all different level. The things I'm saying to you. These are all different levels of complaints that I have gotten from employees. So I'm always watching, and I'm like, okay. And like, what's going on? I'd say probably 80% of the time it's a certainty or significance issue.
Okay.
It's pretty rare that it's connection and love. It's pretty rare that it's uncertainty. A lot, and you have to look for the tells because sometimes uncertainty. So, are you ready for this? This is gonna throw the whole thing under the bus. I can't wait.
Lay it on me.
The first two and the last two are paradoxes, meaning that certainty and uncertainty are inherently against each other. The more uncertain something becomes, the less certain you are. The more significant you become, the less connection and love you have. And the more connection and love you have, the less significant you are.
Right.
Which means that these things will hide as one another. So someone who is trying to get significance may actually be saying the connection and love type of stuff, but you have to look through it and tell that what they really want is to be important.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So a lot of times someone will come to you and they'll say, I'm bored all the time. The workplace is boring. It's there's not enough going on. Okay. And now you start asking questions. Well, like, how do you feel like every day? Like, what are you doing like in your work? And you'll delve down and you have to beat them at their bullshit. And now you wait for what I call red flags, which is like something pops up and it says, and they say, they're like, yeah, man, like, I just don't feel like we get paid enough here. Boom. Okay. Bam. I know exactly what this guy is after now. I know he's after
coming out.
I know he's after significance and certainty, right? And this is going to cover 99.9999995% of your use cases.
Gotcha.
The last 0.5% will be on the last two. So an employee, a highly motivated and highly engaged employee that has figured out the first four will be served by growth and contribution. And as a general rule, I try to apply growth and contribution to all people, and I try to get them there even if they haven't figured out the first four.
Okay.
Because there is an inherent... so this hierarchy is called the 6 human needs, and I'm talking to NaCIBrine, who is an awesome dude who also helped us set up our audio setup, which is...
it's actually an...
What's that?
It's sodium chloride. It's big salt memes. It's because I'm so fucking salty.
Oh!
Yeah.
I get it. That's super good, dude. You're
Aren't
like,
I smart?
That's some big brain stuff.
Yeah, I got such a big fucking brain.
There we go. All right, so so these two, the growth and contribution, these are something that everyone needs. It's just that the people that are trying to figure it out on the first four don't know it yet. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
So if you're stuck on the first four, the way that our kind of so our brains are like really, really old. We're new, but our brains are really old. We're still stuck in like 10,000 years ago. And we kind of think in the same way.
Right.
These are all these things are really these first four. They're coded into us at literally an evolutionary level, right? Okay, I got to be certain that my hut is okay so that when it rains, I don't drown, right? Or that there's not a tiger outside and I don't get eaten, right? But like it's got to be like, and uncertainty is probably the oldest evolutionary trait because that's how we learned. We had a evolutionary trait to learn and to evolve because that was literally the definition of evolution, right? Like by introducing variety and uncertainty to our life, we learned and tried new things, and that's how we got tools, that's how we got fire, that's how we got invention, that's how we got innovation, right? So that's coded in. Right. Significance, well, we're a tribal species. We have to feel like we're important. We have to feel like we belong to something. Same with connection and love, right? So you can look at these as like, if a person doesn't have these figured out, they're spending their entire life trying to figure it out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And you'll see these people everywhere. And once you understand this, life becomes so interesting because I'm always looking for people and what is motivating them. There are people that will devote their entire life to significance. They'll buy big cars. They'll buy shit they don't need. They'll wear expensive clothes. They'll get $10,000 watches because all they want to do is impress you. Right. There's people that'll devote their lives to the red pill and become pickup artists or whatever, and they'll go around doing everything they can because all they want is that connection and love from a woman. Right. There's people that'll become skydivers and do crazy shit, adrenaline rush junkies because all they want is something different and that feeling in them, right?
Yeah.
And there's people that will live in their house and never leave and this is, unfortunately, for all you gamers out there, this is a big part of this. There's people that will take no risks because they're afraid of what's on the other side of the door. This is the very nature of human beings. And one of the most important things I know.
Yeah, I'm probably guilty of that for sure.
Everyone's guilty of something. Everybody. Right? I'm not immune to this hierarchy. I absolutely have these problems. So, once you figure out that you've got all four of them solved, now you want to apply to that staff member as much as you can growth and contribution.
Okay.
And you want to, so growth means, am I learning in this job? Am I growing to be a stronger version of myself? Am I better than I was yesterday? Okay. And a person who is highly motivated on the first four and looking for growth and contribution will not survive in your organization if you don't provide these things. They'll just leave.
Interesting.
Because they have a desperate need to fill these needs, right? And contribution being and so then the last one being contribution. Can you empower that person? So at that point where you're sure this person, this employee, highly engaged employee, has the first five figured out. And by the way, it is your responsibility as a leader to lead them through this hierarchy.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So you solve these problems for them. Let's say you get them past growth. They feel like they're growing. They feel like they're connected. They feel like they're important. They feel like they're certain that they're fairly certain that things are going well and they have a lot of variety in their job. At this point now, you need to turn them into a leader. And now you empower them to give back. And that's the best gift you can give them.
Right. Yeah, no, that totally makes sense.
Yeah, this is how you answer that question. This is it. Yeah. And simultaneously how you figure out like all human beings.
Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha. You've given me the soul stone.
Yeah,
okay, rad.
This is like so freaking important, man.
Okay. What's the what does Tony Robbins call this again?
The 6 human needs. And I linked you the TED Talk, and I also linked the TED Talk in chat where he talks about this. And I would encourage all of you in chat and you, of course, to watch it. It's really good. And it's like, and a neat little like thing on this. It's the only TED Talk ever, official TED Talk, to go over the time.
Oh, yeah, no. You gave me this one before.
Yeah. Have you looked at this?
Yeah, I think so.
You did. We talked about it. I remember now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this one for chat is like super, super good.
Yeah, no, this one's great.
So go back and look at this in context of the needs that I explained. Because Tony will explain it so much better than even I can.
Yeah, totally. I'm It's weird that I'm not remembering this specifically.
He kind of covered it. The whole talk is like encompassing. Yeah, I'll link it again. Hang on.
He high fives Al Gore in it.
He does. He does. And he goes overtime. Yeah. Yeah, give that a look. Cool, man. Yeah, I think that's I think about this, and then as always, please do come back and let me know. Like, I'm serious about it. Like, let me know like how this kind of like starts to apply to you. Like, do this for like, well, you have a month. So like do it for the month and really try to provide the value to the people, and then like let's talk about how it changes.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. I have actionable things I can do. Very like vivid, like definite actions I can take. So yeah, this is good. I'll come back in a month and I'll let you know what I solve.
Awesome. Yeah, that's like dude, that's like my whole thing. I hate when you like deal with like life coaches and they're like, dude, you just have to like believe it more. Like no, like actionable objective shit is like the way to go.
Yeah, no, that's good. Because then the best meme is then I don't have to like sit down and think about what shit I need to do to actually apply this, right?
Yep.
It saves me a lot of time.
Absolutely. Cool, man. I really hope it helped, and like I'm really looking forward to hearing from you.
Yeah, no, super great discussion. Thanks a lot.
All right, dude, and I'll do the audio stuff, so we'll be in touch.
Yep, totally.
See
you,
right, man.
buddy.
Talk soon.